There is a single point of failure for the entire global economy. It isn't a central bank, a superpower government, or a strategic oil field. It is a 10-square-mile stretch of land on the island of Taiwan. Here, a company called TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, produces the world's most advanced microchips. These are the brains of everything from your smartphone to the most sophisticated fighter jets and AI supercomputers. Without this single company, the intelligence revolution stops, the global financial system collapses, and modern life as we know it ceases to function. This is the story of the Silicon Shield, the most high-stakes geopolitical asset in human history. To understand the absolute power of TSMC, you must understand the scale of the bottleneck. While giants like Intel and Samsung have spent decades and billions of dollars trying to keep up, TSMC has achieved a near monopoly on the world's most advanced production nodes. We are talking about 3-nanometer and 2-nanometer architectures, structures so small that they are measured at the scale of individual atoms. This isn't just a business achievement, it is a strategic wall that separates the technological leaders of the 21st century from everyone else. If you want the most powerful AI, you have to go through Taiwan. There is no other way.
Semiconductor supremacy, the chip titan said China doesn't have much of a chance to gain the upper hand. As for the U.S.'s recent policies to prevent China from obtaining cutting-edge semiconductor technology, Chang noted that American companies would lose business as a result, and that China would find ways to fight back. Seeing that TSMC is facing geopolitical challenges, the 92-year-old Chang said he has some regrets that he was no longer in the driver's seat. But he is also confident that TSMC has achieved a leading position in technology and will not lose this advantage.
Morris Chang, the 92-year-old visionary who founded TSMC in 1987, has recently made a chilling declaration: globalization is almost dead, and free trade is almost dead. For 30 years, the semiconductor industry flourished in a world of open borders and efficient supply chains. But that world is gone. In this new era, microchips have replaced oil as the primary resource over which nations are willing to go to war. Taiwan is the new Middle East, but with a much more fragile and complex infrastructure that cannot be easily replicated or repaired if damaged. For the titans of the AI age, companies like NVIDIA, Apple, and AMD, TSMC is not merely a supplier, it is their entire foundation. The trillion market cap of NVIDIA rests entirely on the shoulders of Taiwanese engineers working in Hsinchu and Tainan. These companies design the world's most complex chips, but they don't actually build them. They rely on the unique foundry model that Morris Chang invented, which allows TSMC to remain a neutral manufacturer for the entire world, a position that is becoming increasingly impossible to maintain in a polarized geopolitical landscape.
With us to help us reindustrialize the United States, and they've done so with great support. Taiwan really needs to have some acknowledgement. Arizona is practically Well, the quality of Taiwanese food in Arizona, let me just put it out. The quality of Taiwanese food in Arizona has increased tremendously. So the largest segment of the economy is manufacturing, and we've offshored that for too long, for 20 years. We have to bring that back, and we have the ability to do so. And this AI industrial revolution, this flashpoint, is precisely when we should do it, because it allows us, it created a company called NVIDIA, made it possible for us to have such a large ecosystem of suppliers. We can encourage them to partner with us. We can encourage Taiwan to partner with us to help us reindustrialize the United States, and they've done so with great support. Taiwan really needs to have some acknowledgement for
This absolute global dependency has created the Silicon Shield. The theory suggests that as long as China and the West both rely on Taiwan for their survival, an invasion is too economically catastrophic to be attempted. If TSMC's fabs were to be destroyed or captured, the global economy would lose an estimated $0 trillion in a matter of weeks. It is a form of mutually assured destruction, but instead of nuclear missiles, the deterrent is the high-performance computing that powers our modern existence. But as China accelerates its own domestic chip efforts, the strength of this shield is being tested like never before. The United States is no longer comfortable with this level of dependency. Under the CHIPS Act, the U.S. government has pushed TSMC to build massive new fabrication plants in the Arizona desert. It is an ambitious, multi-billion-dollar attempt to replicate the most complex manufacturing process in human history on American soil. But building a clean room in Arizona is vastly different from building one in Taiwan. From labor disputes to cultural differences and the lack of a local supplier ecosystem, the Arizona project has faced massive hurdles, raising the question, can TSMC's magic really be exported?
Million-square-foot building is Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company's first Arizona chip fabrication plant, or fab, making history not only for its enormous size, but because it's by far the most advanced chip fab on U.S. soil.
So pilot production has started in this building. When we were here 3 years ago, it was steel beams and dirt. What kind of investment has it taken to get to this point?
About $20 billion.
When we first visited, TSMC was far from a household name. But the chip shortage and AI boom has thrust it into the spotlight. TSMC manufactures some 92% of the world's most advanced chips, in everything from NVIDIA GPUs to Apple iPhones. And now, for the first time in history, TSMC is starting to make those advanced chips here in the US. Customers like Apple are starting to make their chips here, with 2 more fabs planned by the end of the decade.
The facility over here is our Fab 2. You can see the steel has been completed.
But bringing advanced chip manufacturing to the US has proven difficult. Volume production, supposed to begin this year, is delayed until 2025. The Commerce Department recently hit TSMC with new shipping bans after its chips ended up in Huawei devices despite export controls. And incoming President Donald Trump stirred up fears when he expressed opposition to the CHIPS Act during his campaign. TSMC is getting $6.6 billion from the bill.
The CHIPS Act was bipartisan. It had huge Republican support when it passed. Right now, we buy every single AI chip from one company in Taiwan. That makes America less safe. And so repealing the CHIPS Act would make Americans less safe. I just don't think they'll do that.
CNBC visited Northern Phoenix for an exclusive first look at TSMC's first completed fab. and asked its top executives exactly what's in store for U.S. manufacturing under an incoming Trump administration and ever-mounting need for advanced chips.
Replicating TSMC is not just about moving ASML lithography machines, it's about moving an entire culture of precision. In Taiwan, engineers are known for their absolute dedication, working through the night to ensure that yields remain at 99%. Moving this model to Arizona increases production costs by at least 50% and complicates the entire global logistics chain. We are witnessing the birth of a new economic reality where security is prioritized over efficiency. The age of cheap, globally sourced intelligence is coming to an end, replaced by a fragmented world where geography is destiny once again. The silicon shield remains the most critical defensive line in the world today. Whether it is defended by the waters of the Taiwan Strait or the sands of the Arizona desert, the struggle to control the atom-scale transistors will define the global balance of power for the remainder of the century. TSMC is more than a corporation, it is the physical heart of the digital age, and its survival is inextricably linked to our own. The engine of our era is made of silicon, and it only beats in one place. The future of the world is etched in silicon. Subscribe to follow the geopolitical struggle for the technologies that define our reality and shape our destiny. The battle for the heart of the machine has just begun. Stay informed, stay critical, and we will see you in the next deep dive.